This video was sponsored by The North Face. So on this trip, I ended up going out to Utah with my buddy Devin. We were in the lower Uinta Mountains, and Devin was like, hey, it's supposed to snow. Oh, and by the way, we already got 51 inches of snow. Okay, so I talk a ton on this channel about camping in beautiful places, backpacking in beautiful places. But when I show you places like this, it's gonna immediately draw a reaction like, why on earth would I ever want to do that? Okay, let me give you a little bit of a backstory on myself. So I started camping after I married my wife, actually. We've been married for a little over 20 years now, but we RV camped. We car camped in the way that you would normally think car camping, like Jellystone, KOA, hauling a queen size mattress out, 18,000 blankets, a public bathroom within 50 feet from where we were camping. So that's how I started out. So for me to end up in a place like this, the immediate reaction from people is going to be like, why on earth would you ever do that? That is absolutely insane. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. The first time I was asked to go winter camping was exactly that. I turned it down. I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to go winter camping. And then eventually I got talked into it, and I started researching gear, and I started researching what was going to keep me warm and comfortable and how it was going to work to where I was actually going to enjoy myself. But I was super skeptical.
We're looking for a campsite right now. Looks like somebody camped here already. Looking for a spot that Devin found on onX, backcountry. This is by far the deepest snow I have ever been in. My snowshoe is going down a solid foot, 18 inches before it even starts to pack. And then it's probably 20 inches or more past that. We found camp. I'm out of breath because this is no joke to walk through with a winter pack on. We're gonna go up to camp, flatten out our area with the snowshoes best we can, and then I'm gonna use my tent. It's not a 4-season tent, but I think it's appropriately angled because, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, there's a potential for another 18 inches to dump on us tonight. And the snow depth is already recorded at 51.
So people think that winter camping is crazy. You just gotta try it. You've actually just gotta go in your backyard when it snows and set up a tent and see if you can handle it. The worst thing about winter camping is the cold, but you can combat the cold with the gear that you've got. The gear that the North Face sent me was plenty warm for that trip. The temperature dipped down to around 23, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. The Thermoball jacket has a super innovative quilting pattern, and it's got this really advanced insulation for lightweight warmth. It's super durable, super packable, and it's also made of 100% recycled fabrics and fill. The Denali jacket is like an icon, street and summit. It's crafted with 100% recycled fleece, and this jacket has a super relaxed fit. It's a water repellent finish, warm, and it's actually made of recycled Polartec fleece. So these are the Thermoball traction booties, and they have this Thermoball Eco insulation inside of them with a high traction rubber outsole on the bottom. And they're slip-ons, so you could literally wear them around base camp if it's cold, or you could wear them in your house. And they're nice enough to wear in your house. They're nice enough to wear if you want to go out and grab the paper or get the mail. I mean, these things are epic. And the North Face has all the gear you need for your winter adventures.
This is frustrating because you have to leave your snowshoe on here. You can't take it off unless you're willing to hyperextend your knee, Yeah, he's got a patio. Yeah, I just noticed that. That's what I need. I need a patio. That's what we're doing. That's about as good as I can get it. I keep doing this, but won't go down anymore. But I know the second I take my snowshoe off, my foot's gonna go. Okay, let me just say this. What I do not take for granted is being able to come out to the west. The Midwest, where I'm from, just doesn't look like this. And the beauty out here is just so amazing. So I'm always kind of jealous of people that live out here, but I do love the Midwest. Coming out here, there is something special about this place. I want to show you just how deep this snow is. Watch this. That's how deep the snow is here. And we're forecasted for another 18 tonight.
So part of heading out into the wilderness is it's sort of a mindset, right? I talked to a buddy of mine that I went to dinner with last night, and he was asking what I've been up to, and I'm like, dude, I backpack for a living. And he's just like, there's no way I could ever rough it, which is really what a lot of people think, right? That you're roughing it. And if you get out there with the right mindset, you realize you're not roughing it. Like, it is just amazing that you get to go in these places that no one is ever gonna see, unless they hike there, right? You can't drive a car there. You can't get a boat there. You're not gonna be dropped in somewhere. You're gonna have to actually take a trail and end up there. And you may go so far out that you actually have to set up a tent and stay the night. Well, winter is amazing.
The best part about winter camping, in my opinion, is how quiet it is. It's literally deafening. The amount of noise that you hear out here is almost zero. Even if you're like by a road or snowmobiles are going by, it's just like muted. It's almost like you have just a room full of acoustical panels. It's pretty crazy. It's not crazy, actually. It's amazing. Anyway, oh wow, these aspens are amazing. I'm gonna show you these aspens here. It is starting. Temperature just dropped like out of nowhere, and the sun is officially behind the clouds, like just going behind the clouds, and you can see the snow starting there. So it's getting real. It's only, oh my gosh, it's only 2 o'clock. It's only 2 o'clock. Man.
That's surprising.
Yeah, we're gonna have a long day of a lot of snow coming down, I think. Not even in my sleeping bag yet. But if you're wondering what tent I'm in right now, this is actually the North Face Tadpole SL. It's sort of this hybrid single double wall tent, and it's got actually a waterproof, breathable fabric. It's got 2 carbon fiber poles that set it up, and it's super roomy, pretty nice, pretty lightweight too. It only weighs like 2.5 pounds. All right, that's it. I'm gonna turn in for the night. Devin and I are getting totally conflicting weather reports. He's using a totally different GPS to pull weather reports than I am. That's obviously why. I'm wondering if my location is off on mine, but mine is saying that there's no snow tonight. His is saying tons of snow. So I have no idea. We'll find out in the morning.
So let's talk about really quickly why anybody would want to camp in the winter versus the summer. Summertime is, in my mind, way worse of a time to camp than the winter, because you have to deal with bugs and it's hot. And the difference between hot and cold is you cannot control heat, but you can control cold. So being out in the wintertime with no bugs, you don't even need a net over you at all. You can literally just sleep with a tarp over you if you wanted to. And you can control how cold you are by the gear that you bring with you. But then you're like, well, what do you do? What do you do in the wintertime? How could that possibly be fun? You get out in some of the most beautiful terrain ever. You see things that you never thought you could see before. Some of the animals that come out in the wintertime are just really, really cool. And you get to experience a part of yourself that you didn't think was there. You challenge yourself to do something that was bigger than what you thought you could do. It's kind of like you summiting a mountain peak, which I just did recently this past fall, which I was also scared to death of. And then when I finally did it, I got it. I understood it. It like totally made sense why people are insane enough to put themselves through that to get to a mountain peak. It's to experience that challenge, that completion of the challenge, that thing that you could finally accomplish something that hardly anybody else in your life is doing. My weather app wins. It didn't even snow, Devin.
Slept super good, super warm. All of the gear I brought for the anticlimactic morning panned out really well. I was hoping for getting buried in snow.
There's a potential for another 18 inches to dump on us tonight. Devin and I are getting totally conflicting weather reports. I'm wondering if my location is off on mine. It is starting. Temperature just dropped like out of nowhere. Yeah, we're gonna have a long day of a lot of snow coming down, I think.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
That's what happened.
There really was forecasted to be.
It was like every single news outlet, like the next winter storm, here it comes.
I'm gonna have some coffee and then we're gonna pack up.
So, after that trip, I'm extremely excited to go back winter camping again. And I am fortunate enough to live in Wisconsin where it does snow, although it's been a pretty mild snow so far. But I'm certainly looking forward to getting back out in the snow again. Thanks again to the North Face for sponsoring this video. We'll see you guys in the next one.